It's not so bad living at home, but it is a lot of pressure on me because I'm an only child. And I was thinking about it, that means it's going to be up to me to take care of my parents when they become like older people if they can't take care of themselves. And I was thinking, well, I know what I'll do. I'll just put them in like a nice rest home. That's a nice thing to do. Just go with it. It's a nice thing to do. The problem is, I have these Filipino cousins, and in their culture, they don't put their aging parents in homes. Instead, they invite them into their homes to live with them for the rest of their lives. And my parents have seen this, and are now expecting that kind of treatment from me. They're saying stuff like, oh, Roman, when we get old, you're going to do that for us, right? You're going to have us move in with you. I'm like, I wish I could, but I can't. They're like, no, your Filipino cousins do it all the time. You can do it too. I'm like, no, that's cultural appropriation. No, I'm sorry. Rules are rules, Whitey. You're going to a home. If it makes you feel any better, your nurse will be one of our cousins. So, yeah. 5 of our cousins are working there right now. You won't even know you left. And frankly, the way things are going for me financially, I'll be moving there with you. So, sponge baths for all of us. It'll be great. Yeah. No, it's okay living it out. It makes dating weird. Although dating's always rough anyway. Dating's rough. Breakups are rough. That's a hard thing too. Last year I went through a breakup. That was very sad for me. I was very depressed. The worst part was everybody could tell I was sad. I was visibly depressed. I realized this because every time I'd leave the grocery store, instead of saying, have a nice day, the cashier just told me to hang in there. I'm like, oh man, even he knows? No, I actually think the worst part of the breakup was for that weeks later, I couldn't get her out of my head. I couldn't stop thinking about her because all around my house, I just kept finding strands of her hair. I'd learned this. Girls shed a lot. At least I think they do. It might just be a stress response from dating me. I can't be certain. But it was everywhere. And every time I'd find another strand of her hair, it just made me sad. But then I eventually got over it, and luckily was finally able to collect enough of her hair for voodoo. So... go break up with me, will you? Yeah, that's when I knew I needed therapy, actually. That was the moment when, before I called a therapist, I first tried working with Satan. Which actually works for me because he bills through Kaiser. So it was very, very convenient. Yeah. We're trying to go on more dates, though. That's the big thing. The problem is dating is so expensive. It costs so much to go out and do stuff. I remember during Halloween time, we wanted to do something scary. I wanted to take my girlfriend to a haunted house. But then I looked up the tickets to the haunted house. It was way too expensive. I couldn't afford it. So then we had to compromise and instead just went for a walk through a bad neighborhood. She's like, hey, they're not allowed to touch you, right? I'm like, oh no, here they can. Yeah, it was scary. At one point, we thought we saw a guy with a chainsaw running toward us, and then he kept running. It turned out it wasn't a chainsaw. It was actually a sawzall he was using to steal a catalytic converter. So, I'm like, oh my God, so realistic. Subaru's gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to be here, though, in Burbank. This is cool. I was hanging out with a friend of mine today who lives out here. She's a doctor. And it's nice having a friend who's a doctor. I really shouldn't have a friend who's a doctor. That's the thing, because I'm very nervous as it is, and she'll often tell me stuff that freaks me out. Like she mentioned how the other day she just got hired at this new hospital, but legally she can't start working there until she gets her CPR certification. I was like, CPR? You went to medical school for 7 years. They don't cover that anymore? That's not... And learning that there's doctors out there who can't do it freaks me out and forces me to rethink my whole emergency procedure. Because before, if I was at a restaurant, someone started choking, my first thought would be, oh my God, he's choking. Is there a doctor in the house? But now I know, I may not be asking the right question. There's a possibility my friend could be there. She'd have to stand up and go, yes, I'm a medical doctor. I'd be like, oh great, then you come over here, perform CPR, save this man's life. Well, you'd think. Yeah, you shouldn't assume these things. I'm just a doctor. I'm not CPR certified. I didn't pay the $15 online. No. What you really should have said was, oh my God, is there a 14-year-old water park employee in the house? Because frankly, I think that kid in flip-flops is our only hope. That's a scary thing. Last year, I actually had to give someone CPR. And that was terrifying because I didn't really know how to do it. I knew a little. I knew you're supposed to do the compressions to the tune of Staying Alive. That's true. But I couldn't remember the lyrics, so he didn't make it. It was a downer. Ironic, too. It was supposed to be Staying Alive. Turned out to be Another One Bites the Dust. Who would have thought? I didn't see it going. Hey, guys, this has been a lot of fun. My name is Roman Spinale. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.